Greetings, UCC School families. This is Sheba Martinez, and I am the Instructional Technology and Innovation Specialist across our UCC schools. I will be helping you with getting set up on your child's Chromebook today. For many of our students and our families, this may be the first time that you have utilized a Chromebook for virtual learning at home. The devices are very easy to use, but there are a couple things you just have to know to get them set up. First and foremost, you're going to want to make sure that you've plugged your device in and it has a good charge on it. For most of you, when you've gotten the devices, they probably weren't quite fully charged. To check to see how charged the device is, on the bottom corner right here, you're going to click, and then you're going to see that you have a battery icon, which will show you how fully charged that device is. Also know that these devices have a trackpad. So the trackpad, you can both tap to click or click down to click as well. And then you can scroll up and down using 2 fingers, which I'll show you how to do shortly. All of our school-issued Chromebooks only work when they are connected to a wireless internet connection. So the first thing you're going to have to do when you open your device is you're going to have to connect to a local Wi-Fi connection in your area. When you open this bottom menu and then click on this icon right here, it'll show you all the networks that are available. You're going to need the Wi-Fi network name as well as the password for that network. It'll prompt you to enter the password, and then it'll connect you to the network if the password is correct. If you're having issues connecting to your local Wi-Fi network or don't know the password, please contact your internet service provider. Once your device has been connected to the Wi-Fi, you are able to log in. Your student will be given a username that ends in @bgcsedu.org. You'll see that all of our Chromebooks automatically fill in that information right here. You'll click Next and then type in the password that your child was given. For most of our students, their password is BGCS and then their 4-digit lunch ID number. Most of our students know their lunch ID number, but for our K-5 and first grade students, this might be a new experience. You'll see as the device is loading up, it'll load a variety of different applications and programs on the bottom, and it just takes some time for all of these changes to sync. The devices default to loading any content that was previously loaded before in the Chrome web browser, and you can open and close that as needed. A couple of things to note about your device here on the keyboard. You do have the ability to control the brightness of the screen right here. You can also control the volume right here. You can mute it, you can make it go lower or higher. The power button for your device is right here, and this is how you'll turn on and off your device. In the bottom right-hand corner, this is where you can tailor some additional settings as well. You're able to add a Bluetooth device if you need to add a Bluetooth mouse or headphones. You can adjust accessibility settings here. Sometimes students accidentally set some of these settings up, which may include high contrast mode when the Chromebook suddenly looks like this, the magnifier, which causes everything to get really big, the docked magnifier, which does something very similar. You can always go and unset these settings just by opening that accessibility menu right here. Kids have fun playing with some of these, such as like the large mouse cursor or highlighting clicks. Those can all be unset right there if needed. Also know if there's additional settings that you need to tailor. You can click up in the settings bar right here, and this will allow you to see all the settings for your Chromebook and actually search for any settings if you need to. So if you're having issues, for example, with your child's microphone, you could do a search for mic, and then it'll show you where those settings show up on the device and where you can make adjustments as needed. All right, so on your main device here, you'll see there's a series of icons on the bottom, which you'll utilize. For most of our students in K-5 and first grade and even second grade, mostly what we're gonna be using is right here, Google Chrome, which is our web browser. You're gonna see that within this web browser, we have already set up a folder of bookmarks for your child to navigate between. These are the most common sites that we know students will use, and we already have them loaded on your device for easy access. You can also add and delete bookmarks from this area if you'd like to as well, but these will always be set on your device. This screen might be familiar to some of you. This is where we have listed out a series of sites that most of our students use for learning, but you can also open and close these sites just by clicking through the bookmarks right here. For most of our K-5 and first grade and even second grade students to start the year, they will start by learning through Class Dojo. If needed, you can log into your parent account to get set up on Class Dojo and see what your child's work is. I'm just going to log into my parent account here. One thing I want you to note with the trackpad is in order to use the trackpad, if you use 2 fingers at the same time and you scroll up and down just like this, you'll see that's how you can scroll up and down on the page. That's a really easy way to scroll through the page. You also don't necessarily have to fully click down to click something. You can just tap and then it'll actually activate that as a click and it'll navigate you to the next area of the program. Within Class Dojo, this will be for most of our younger students, sort of their starting place for where they learn each day. You can load your parent account, and then you can load each child's and see any work that they've been given, photos that they have, or any assignments they've been given. Also know, if you follow this link right here, it'll go to a page called student.classdojo.com. This page is where students will be able to activate their student portfolio. I've already logged into one, but I'll show you what it will look like the first time. The first time you go to log into a portfolio, it's going to ask you, the page is going to look like this, and it's going to ask you for a code. Your child's teacher can generate a code to connect them with their classroom. For most of our teachers, they're going to use this text code option. If you click here, you're going to enter a code that you've been given to connect with your child. After you enter that, it's going to show their name, and then you can load their test account. You'll see right here, your child's going to be able to see any assignments that they've been given in this to-do section. It's also going to show you any posts from their teachers, messages from their teachers, or anything else. They can also navigate between their different classrooms that they're part of, which is really nice. So for example, right here, here's a new assignment this student has been given. I can click Start. I can use the options on the left here to draw a picture, which clearly your children would do a much better job of, and then I can select Hand in to turn in that assignment. Similarly with this assignment, you'll see it asks me to watch a video and type what I learned. And I could type what I learned here and then click Hand in to turn in their work. This is how your child is going to turn in the majority of their classwork if they are a child in K-5, first grade, and second graders to start the year off as well. You'll see within this bookmarks, we also have bookmarks for some of our most commonly used programs, such as Lexia, Zern, our social studies program, which is HMCO Edge Your Friend in Learning. And if you're having trouble logging in or your students don't know how to log in, you can contact your child's teacher for assistance with that. For any program that says sign in with Google, the moment you select sign in with Google, it will allow your child to sign in using their Google account because it's already synced into the system. All they have to do is select their name and then they'll be logged in. It's a pretty seamless process. For our other learning platforms, you can click through any of these links, but what we suggest you do is if you start with Class Dojo, your teacher may provide important links or websites for your child to learn on. If there's a specific site that they have to go to day after day, if your child's teacher has built a website or some other resource, in order to bookmark that, all you have to do is click the star right here, and that allows you to bookmark something to the bookmarks bar, and then click Done. You'll see that link will now appear right here in the bookmarks bar. You can do that with any sites as you need to. You can rename the bookmark right here and then click Done, and then it'll pop up right here. So your child is able to generate their very own bookmarks here for sites that they commonly use time and time again. Also know that all of our school-issued Chromebooks are synced with a program called Go Guardian that operates in all of the web browsers. As soon as your student logs into their Google account, Go Guardian activates. This allows our teachers to connect with your child more easily. They can see what's on their screens, they can chat with them, they can send resources directly to their specific computer, or even start a chat with them through video if needed. As soon as your student logs into their Google account fully, this platform is activated and our teachers are able to connect with them. If your child is using a school-issued Chromebook, this program's automatically running and it's very easy to control. If your child is using a personal device at home, please make sure that they log into Google Chrome. And if they just go to any Google screen, they're able to log in and make sure they're fully logged in with their school-issued account, which they will be given. All student usernames end in @bgcsedu.org at our main campus. And their passwords will be BGCS and then their 4-digit lunch ID numbers. If students are fully logged into their Google accounts, their teachers will be able to connect with them, support them, help them, and work through learning virtually together on their computer screen. So please make sure your child, if they're using a personal device, is fully logged into their Google Chrome browser. If for any reason you need to adjust settings on your device, please know that if you click these 3 stacked dots and click Settings, you're able to adjust some of the settings on your device here. The most common issue that we see that students have is issues with either their camera, or their microphone. We can adjust these settings here to make sure that nothing's being blocked, and here as well. Know that this is searchable, so you can work on helping to address your child's issues with their device just by searching those settings right there. Remember, the most commonly used sites that your students will need to access will be accessible right here in this folder. And if they need to make changes to their device, they can do that right down here through these accessibility settings, the settings icon right here. They can adjust their Wi-Fi settings right here, Bluetooth settings right in this menu, as well as if they accidentally change their keyboard every once in a while, students will switch this to the international keyboard, which will cause some problems, so make sure it's set on the US keyboard. If you have any additional questions about utilizing your child's Chromebook or learning virtually at home, feel free to reach out to me, Sheba Martinez, through Class Dojo, or an email at smartinez@bgcsedu.org, and I will be more than happy to help. For now, all your students will be issued a Chromebook that looks like this. It'll either be black or silver, and it is an older device. We know these older devices are a little bit slower right now. We have ordered brand new devices for all of our students from K-5 through 8th grade, but unfortunately they haven't arrived yet. Until they arrive, we're going to continue using these devices. When our new devices arrive, we will ask every single student to come onto campus to pick up a new Chromebook on the curbside, and then that is when we'll ask parents to pay their $50 yearly technology fee to support the cost of our technology and the many, many digital programs that we have invested in order to support your child's learning at home. We should have an online payment platform set up by that time, which will allow us to collect payments digitally without any need to touch or exchange cash or checks. If you're having trouble using your child's Chromebook, you can reach out to me or your child's teacher, and I promise they'll be more than happy to help. We know that this school year starting virtually is a challenge for all of us, but we're hoping we can work together and make it work well. Thank you so much for your patience with all of this, and we look forward to learning and growing with your child this year.